Since that time, Your Honor, he has had 9 prison terms in his life. This, of course, is a felony OVI, which it's a felony 3 because it's his second felony. This conviction makes his 11th in his lifetime. Frankly, he should have had another felony, and I don't know how in the world it happened that Miamisburg let him plead out to a misdemeanor.
Versus Bradley Abner Jr. Mr. Abner Jr. is present today with his counsel, John Ashai. The state is represented by Brian Goodyear. We are here for sentencing. I have read the pre-sentence investigation. I've read 2 letters from Mr. Abner as well as a letter from his wife. Did you have a chance to see those letters, Mr. Goodyear?
I did not, Judge, but I can proceed anyway.
Okay. Did you have a chance to review the letters?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Is state ready to proceed with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there a statement from the state of Ohio?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Abner has quite, I'm sure you know from reading the PSI, is quite a criminal history. His experience with the justice system, according to his record, began in 1981 when he was sentenced to prison for burglary, I believe in Arizona, for I think it was a 5-year period of time. Since that time, Your Honor, he has had 9 prison terms in his life. This, of course, is a felony OVI, which it's a felony 3 because it's his second felony. This conviction makes his 11th in his lifetime. Frankly, he should have had another felony, and I don't know how in the world it happened that Miamisburg let him plead out to a misdemeanor after he'd already had a prior felony conviction OVI. I don't know how that possibly happened, but it did. But anyway, this is 11 OVIs. His most recent OVI was in 2021 as a felony 4 in Butler County, and he was given the opportunity at community control on that offense. And I know today's come in here and say, give me my minimum 60 days. Oh, I need help. Please let me do programs. I've already gotten into Genesis. Well, he had that chance. He had that opportunity in Butler County. They gave him that chance. He violated community control on more than one occasion. He was sentenced to 30 months in prison on February the 10th of 2023. He had 294 days of credit at the time. So, Judge, this event happened in April of 2026. So that means he was out of prison only a few months at most. So he goes to prison for a felony OVI, gets out for a short period of time, and picks up a second felony OVI. And when you combine that with his overall record, which has been consistent throughout since 1981, you look at the years, you look at the different offenses he's been convicted of, he has been consistently committing criminal offenses throughout his entire adult life, basically. Judge, as I said, the last time he went to prison, which was only in 2023, for the felony OVI, he served 30 months in prison. And from my perspective, Your Honor, that shows you with no question that a 30-month prison sentence is not sufficient to, number one, get the message to him to stop drinking and driving. And secondly, it's not sufficient to protect the public because he got out and immediately began to drink and drive again. As a matter of fact, Judge, when I listened to his jail calls when he first got arrested, he was speaking with his wife and she was admonishing him because she basically said, you keep doing it. I knew this was going to happen. You keep doing it. So he's never going to stop. He's going to end up probably at some point in his life killing somebody behind the wheel of a car because he won't stop drinking and driving. That being said, this is a case that carries a possible 60 months in prison. And from the state's perspective, 30 months should be the minimum. He just did 30 months on a felony OVI, and it didn't change anything. So from the state's perspective, Judge, I think he should do at least 36 months in prison on this.
Okay. Ms. Shai, anything on behalf of Mr. Abner?
Yes, Your Honor. File a sentencing memorandum. In addition to that, we're not disputing that he needs treatment. He's not disputing that he needs treatment. In fact, he wants treatment. I know he's been offered it before. He has been locked up for a long time in the jail. He has completed a program while in jail. He's serious this time. He does have a wife at home that needs his help. She has trouble getting around. He is willing to participate. He has gone out voluntarily, reached out to Genesis. He wasn't accepted into a program there. Someone from Genesis was supposed to be here at 2:45 to speak on his behalf, but I don't see her out in the hallway. So he has admitted that he has a serious alcohol problem. He has taken responsibility for that by pleading to the one-count indictment. He has been diagnosed with a COPD and bipolar disorder. The recommendations that I have received do recommend that he receives the treatment. I am aware of the 60 days mandatory time in this case that he would have to serve in prison, and would make the argument that has been the elephant in the room with these cases, is that his jail time credit would count towards that 60 days because it's consecutive. My research has shown that as long it's the consecutive that makes the difference with the time as opposed to the jail time credit applying. So as long as it has been served consecutively, the jail time credit would apply. We are asking for the court to sentence him to the minimum of the 60 days with the jail time credit being time served, and allow him to go directly into the Genesis program and receive treatment. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much. And I read this same memorandum from the defense. Mr. Abner, is there anything you want to say, sir?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I know I've got a drinking problem. You know, it's the hardest thing I've ever done, tried to put down. And I don't know how to put it down. That's why I'm wanting treatment. Because I don't know how to put it down. I've tried and I've tried. I can't stop drinking. I've tried to quit. I've never asked for help. That's what I'm asking now.
Have you ever been to AA?
Yeah, I went to AA. You know, the longest I've ever quit drinking was a year. It just, I don't know why, I just pick it back up again. So I don't do drugs.
Well, you've done marijuana.
Huh? Yeah, I smoke a little bit of marijuana, but I don't do none of the hard stuff.
Okay. Well, I know you're kicking yourself and looking back, and I sympathize with your feeling that you can't stop. I know it's got to be a terrible situation for you. But I have some factors I have to consider, and one is to protect the public and deterrence, which hasn't seemed to work in the past, and just punishment. Another factor that I've considered, I find that probation would not adequately punish the defendant and would seriously demean what happened in this case, that you're not amenable to community control, and prison is necessary to fulfill the purposes and principles of sentencing. Order you in prison for a term of 30 months. The minimum fine is imposed plus cost. He gets jail credit of, would you say, 100 and...
I didn't say.
It's 112 days.
112 days. I'll impose a 10-year suspension.
Damn.
Anything else?
Is that effective today, Judge?
Yes.
And then the fine was I think the minimum is $1,540, and that's
Sounds
what
right.
you're proposing?
Yeah,
Okay.
minimum fine. Sir, you have a right to appeal this sentence. You have 30 days from today to file a notice of appeal.
How much time am I going to do, sir?
I don't know. I've sentenced you to 30 months. You may be able to have some good time earned at some point in time. If you file for judicial release, whoever is the judge at that time can look at this fairly and make a decision. But I
won't file it to you.
well, I'm only going to be here till February. You have 30 days to file a notice of appeal. If you cannot afford an attorney will be appointed to represent you. Any document you need to be provided at no cost. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank
Ms.
you.
Shai?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.